All right. All right. All right. All right. What's going on, guys? Come on in the room. We are live right now. Let me click all this stuff out of the way. What's going on, man? We're live. Let me let everybody know on the gram that we're live right now. Hold on one second, and then we'll be good to go. I'm Tariq. My name is Tariq Nasheed, as you know. I mean, this is not a mystery here. And it's a wonderful Sunday night. If you're listening to the playback, whatever day it is for you, it is that day. And we're going to have a good conversation on tonight's broadcast. Let me do this. Once I do this, come on, thing. Come on, thing. All right. There it is. All right, so I'm good to go. We're in the house. All right, come on in the room, everybody. Everybody come on in the room. Everybody come on in the room. The volume is not low because I can see it right here. The volume is fine. The volume is fine and the volume is not low. The people can hear me great. You're just trying to listen on a speaking spell, and that's why you can't hear it. What's up, Chicago? Everybody come on in the room. A lot of folks in here. Y'all need to pile on in the room so we can get it popping. To speak on Byron Allen and Comcast. I saw the Byron Allen interview on the Breakfast Club. Excellent interview. Byron Allen was spitting some real good game. The brother was spitting some real good game. So much we have to talk about tonight. I do sound pretty looking good. I feel good. Thank you, dear. I see y'all soft choosing, but that's okay. All right. First of all, let me thank everybody who has already contributed to the Foundational Black American Conference that we're going to put together in Atlanta. We launched on Friday, ladies and gentlemen. We launched on Friday on Kickstarter. We started the crowdfunding. People have been hounding me about doing a conference. People have been hounding me for the longest. And we launched Friday. And we're already at 10%, I'm sorry. I think we're at 20,000 or almost 20,000 already. That's a wonderful start. We're doing good. Let me show you the promo video for the Foundational Black American Conference that we're going to have. And I'm very proud of everybody who's contributed already. Okay, this is going to be the promo for it. Let me show you guys. Very patriotic. Hold on, let me show you. Here we go. For those who haven't seen it, this is the promo for it. That's it right there, ladies and gentlemen. That is it right there. Beautiful, beautiful video. Very patriotic, very feel good. Has a nice feel good vibe. Let me take this down. Oh, man. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful promo did. And we got the Kickstarter popping. We got it popping on Kickstarter, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Somebody said it looked like Trump supporters. No, because we're not wearing the MAGA hats and all that stuff. And the minute we launched, all the sleeper cells just came out of the woodworks. And that's the thing. When we start making moves where we're talking about generating capital and we're talking about doing things on a decent scale, because we're raising 200,000, which is not too much because we should have been raising more, but 200,000 is doable for a nice, decent, thorough conference, the kind that I want to put together. And whenever you start talking money, boy, the sleeper cells just pop out of nowhere. Boy, some of these sleeper cells that's been laying low, acting like they're allies, some of them have been acting a little funny style. They've been showing their true colors. Somebody said, great promo, but not feeling the American flag. Okay, what flag are you feeling? And don't say RBG, because that's not a recognized flag. That's just a symbol. It's symbolic. It's a powerless flag. It's an idealistic flag. So what flag are you feeling? Because I've had a couple of people talk that, well, I ain't feeling the flag. It's too much of that American flag stuff. What flag are you feeling? Because the only time people start talking this bullshit about a flag is when black people want to acknowledge our flag. Nobody talks about the Jamaican flag, the Belizean flag, the Nigerian flag. Everybody can fly their flag and nobody says anything. But when we hold up our flag, the flag that we've been defending for centuries, the flag that was sewn by one of our foundational Black American girls, Grace Wisher was the one who actually sewed the modern flag that we know of. We're the only people that have defended what that flag means. You understand? So people try to con us into not embracing our flag while they're scrambling to get over here to pledge allegiance to that mug. People are scrambling to get over here to start pledge allegiance to that flag, but they try to get us to denounce it. See, that's another con game we're going to have to stop falling for. I don't want to hear all that I ain't feeling the flag, especially from some of these anchors who come from other spots who denounce the flag from the country they're from. So what flag are you feeling? You are feeling the flag because you brought your ass over here. Let's be real. Let's talk real, and let's stop letting folks run game. That flag represents Black Americans. White people don't even respect the flag like we do because they'll disregard the American flag and pick up a Confederate flag overnight. They'll disregard that flag and pick up a damn Irish flag. If a black boxer is boxing, they'll distance themselves from that flag overnight. Don't let nobody run that game on y'all, family. This is why we need this conference, this convention, so that we can continue to be codified. We can continue to get like-minded people with us so we'll stay on the same page. We have to drive this mentality home where we have to be on the same page. And that's through repetition. See, we can't have a bare minimum mentality. See, a lot of us want to talk the talk. You go to a couple of meetings here or there, but you talk the talk, but you don't really want to put no stock in the game. See, a lot of folks want to do the bare minimum. A lot of folks want to share a hashtag here or get into a couple of catchphrases there and then go back to the nigger tree. That's not how, it's not going to work like that. It's not going to work like that. We can't continue with the bare minimum mentality. This is a lifestyle that we're going to have to embrace. This is a whole new lifestyle that we have to embrace. I really want us to get that in our domes. You understand? So we need our own banks. There's some black banks out there. See, we need to stop talking about what the hell we need to do, and we need to start networking and do it. Because, see, a lot of people talk about what we need to do. That's the That's a Negro catchphrase. What we need to do, always what we need to do, and ain't nobody damn doing it. But we're going to start doing it. This is what this convention is about. This is what we're going to do. We're going to get people all over the country. We're going to get together. We're going to have different forums, different panels about certain issues that are very specific to foundational Black Americans. There's a lot of things that we need to discuss. There's a lot of things that we need to network about. You understand? So, we got to get out of that bare minimum mentality, and I'll talk more about that. But again, everybody go to the Kickstarter page right now. You go to the Kickstarter page right now. And as a matter of fact, if you click below, that's the Kickstarter right there. Click below. And we're almost at 20,000 right now. We're trying to get 200,000, and that's doable. Because a lot of times when you try to put something together, Negroes who aren't serious and some of these anchors who pretend to be serious, but you got a lot of people laying in wait to undermine everything. See, people talk a good game until it's time to put up some cheddar. See, people talk a real good game until it's time to reach in your pocket and let money talk and the BS walk. See, that's what I like. This is why I like putting money up there on the table, and I'm like, this is what it is. Whoever's in, show that you're in. Because, see, everybody can sit around and run their mouth, and we got that problem bad in Black society. What we don't need niggas who ain't going to do nothing, who like being broke and comfortable with being broke and not doing anything, but just continuing to talk about what needs to be done. And they're not going to put no stock into it. They're not going to put no money into nothing. See, when you start talking money, okay, if you want to get down with this, if you want to be a part of a think tank, who's going to put some money in it? Yeah? Now we see the real from the fake, and that's a good thing. We need to start separating the real from the fake. See, I'm not in this thing just to get a whole bunch of folks. See, I want the right folks around. Money talks the loudest. Money talks the loudest. In the dominant society, there's circles you can't get in until you put up some money. There's some people you can't even talk to until you put money up. See, we got to start thinking in terms of letting our money talk. You understand? See, there's a lot of people out here who have that bare minimum mentality. They have the bare minimum mentality, so you got to hoard everything. Money is used for niggatry. You're supposed to save your money for the niggatry in something serious. Well, white daddy is supposed to do that. That's that plantation mentality. You understand? You better start thinking like a boss, no matter what level you're on. Just like the great Eazy-E. When Eazy-E wanted to learn the record business and he wanted to learn the game, Eazy got $700 and gave it to my brother Lonzo Williams. Lonzo's been on my show a couple of times. That's my dude. Eazy gave Lonzo $700 and said, hey, introduce me to that white dude who manages you named Jerry Heller. See, Eazy was a hustler and a businessman, and he understood how money works. Don't sit around the trap house talking that dumb shit all day. Look, if I want to make a move, let me start throwing some bread around to let people know I'm serious. You understand? That's how you get down. So we got to let folks know we're serious. Now, we're raising $200,000. It takes money to make money. Now, I have 200,000 people who follow me on Twitter. I have another damn near 200,000 on Instagram. There's another 150,000 on Facebook. Let me tell you something. If everybody who follow me on Twitter, or even Instagram, if just everybody put $1 on the Kickstarter, we'll have the funds right there. See, we got to know how to do things very quick. 200,000 is pennies, especially with the followers that we have. If everybody gave $1, we would have that overnight. See, that's how you're supposed to do things. See, if we're around here, we're supposed to be on the same page. It should be very easy to get money together. And thankfully, we're doing it. We're doing it like we're supposed to. It takes a month to get where we need to go, but it should be faster. It should be faster. We should get this overnight. Usually, and people are still coming in the room right now. It's almost 4,000 people in here now. Usually, we get like 5,000 people on average right here in the live. If everybody watching now gave $40, we would have what we need for the conference. See, we got to start thinking in those terms. I mean, it's real simple. See, a lot of times Negroes make things more complicated than what it is because the name of the game is Money Talks, BS Walk. And there's a lot of cats out here who's among us who will talk a good game, but deep down, they don't want people. They don't really want us to do anything independent of white daddy. Let's be real. And that's what I like. When we get this stuff popping and then the haters come out, I like that. I like the fact that the haters are now exposing themselves. We'll get on the haters in a minute, but I like that. That's why I do these projects, because I know the haters are always going to come out. The naysayers are going to come out, and those are the people we should not be around anyway. These are the people who were sitting in wait, looking for a way to undermine what we were doing anyway. So when we start getting projects popping, let them expose themselves so we know who they are and we can back up off of them. Okay? See, we better know how to do business and handle things like foundational Black Americans should. And I'm so glad that many of us are getting on code, because understand, the white supremacists, they stay on code. They do things in a very symbolic manner. And they don't have just one group pushing the ideology. You understand? They understand the importance of several people pushing the ideology, and that's important. See, we want to do the bare minimum. We think that, okay, one person, one group has to do all the work and everybody else gets to chill. No. We got to keep the drumbeat going. We got to keep this thing popping. I saw something earlier, and let me see if I could find this clip. Down in Mississippi, hold on, where we at? Let me see if I can find this clip, ladies and gentlemen. We're at 20,000 now. Shout out to everybody who's contributing right now to the Kickstarter, ladies and gentlemen. I really appreciate you. I really, really appreciate you. And we should get around 25 or 30 tonight. We should be up to 25 or 30 tonight. We're going to get this. We're going to get this, and we're going to make this thing a beautiful thing. Okay, hold on one second. Let me go on my Twitter real quick, family, because I want to show y'all what went down out there in Mississippi. Down there in Mississippi, let me look at my thing here. 1 second. Let me look and see where we at. Turn my fan on. It's hot enough in here. Hold on, guys. Let the player get a little air in here. Okay, where we at? Where we at? Okay. There we go. All right. Where was this? Where is this? Okay, this was down in Mississippi right here. Okay, so some white supremacists tried to go and shoot up Emmett Till's memorial, okay? This is kind of a ritualistic thing that white supremacists do. They go down here every year and ritualistically shoot up the memorial of Emmett Till, the little black boy who was killed, and this launched the civil rights movement. So what happened, these white supremacists went out there, they tried to shoot it up, but now the memorial is actually bulletproof and it has an alarm and there's surveillance. So this is what happened.
Monument that represents the civil rights movement for blacks.
He said this is the monument that represents civil rights movement for blacks.
What we want to know is when are all of the white people.
So now they're scattering. Notice the black shirts and the tan pants. I always told y'all about that. I keep telling y'all about the uniform of white supremacists, black shirt, tan pants. All right. So the white supremacists, they were down there trying to ritualistically shoot up the memorial for Emmett Till. Yeah? And let me tell y'all why that's so important for white supremacists to do that. You see how cowardly they are? But let me tell you something. The white supremacists, when they take an L, they like to go back and symbolically rework where they lost. Let me tell y'all why they hate the Emmett Till Memorial. Because Emmett Till, the death of Emmett Till, that was the birth of the modern civil rights movement that started in the 60s. Well, Emmett Till was killed in the 50s, but that led into the civil rights movement. You understand? And understand, to the white supremacists, the civil rights movement, they took a loss with that. The civil rights movement, they felt they took a major loss. So they always go back and try to, the white supremacists are very smart in doing this. When they lose, they go back and see what went wrong, and they really look at their loss. They look at their loss and they look at it from different angles and try to analyze it and all this stuff. They don't like taking no damn L. The civil rights movement was an L because what happened, black folks, foundational black Americans started to get codified. We started shutting down these damn bus services. We started shutting down these businesses. Black folks got to the streets and started bucking on folks. Black folks started burning down them white businesses. You understand? All of that was born out of the civil rights movement. You dig? So they like to go back and look and see what's popping and where they went wrong. So that's something that almost has to be respected. See, we don't do that. We take losses and keep losing. And unfortunately, too many of us, we embrace losing. We embrace deprivation, losing. We embrace it and try to spin it into a positive. That's why I've seen Negroes run around talking about how, man, I'm out here on the front line. When somebody gets shot, they're at a march and they're bragging about being at a damn march. I'm on the front line. Nigga, you're marching with a sign and you're paid by some white corporation to switch the agenda. You understand? Well, I was going to pray. I was going to show them I'm a good Christian. See, we got that jive-ass mentality. Well, we going to show them how good Christians we are. We're going to act like that's some kind of positive. It's not a positive. You understand? So we need to look at when we're winning and we need to look at when we're losing. You understand? And do we have a lot of trolls in the room tonight? Somebody said there's trolls in the room tonight. That's okay. Because the more they troll, the more shine they're going to bring to the Kickstarter. See, whenever we launch something and we're talking about money, notice the trolls come out in full force. We're at 21,000 right now. You understand? This is what codification means. The trolls can't stop us. The trolls are a very minute group of naysayers who try to act like they have a bigger voice than what they have, but they don't. We're still doing great numbers, and we're going to keep on doing great numbers. This is why I want to get us in the mindset of being focused. See, the name of the game with trolls, whenever we start talking money, they come out of the woodworks. They want to get your focus off building the money up so we can get stuff popping. So they just want you to talk in circles with them. The name of the game is to distract you. Let them talk. They're not hurting nothing. Trolls, you're not hurting anything. You're not going to harm anything. We're going to get the funding for this thing, and it's going to be a huge event. It's going to be popping. You understand? And again, while I'm talking, everybody hit that Kickstarter, please. Let's get to 30,000 tonight. We'll get it together. Your energy vampires. That's what they are, energy vampires. And this is why, family, we're going to do this convention. And when we're codified and we got like-minded people together, that neutralizes all of the online BS. See, that's why I like to get some things offline, because when we try to have certain conversations and discussions online, and this is what we get. We get a lot of trolls in here, and they try to undermine and get everybody off their square. But see, when we are in the same place, the same like-minded venue, we can really get everything where we need to get it, and we can network with the right people. The problem with a lot of black folks, the reason why we can't really network with people the way we need to, is because we have a lot of janky people who try to do things. They don't have good intentions. A lot of them don't have good track records of doing things that's thorough. And in fact, a lot of them have track records of doing just the opposite. So we don't know who to trust. And when it comes to networking, networking is all about co-signing somebody and using your reputation to co-sign somebody. You understand? And there's a lot of people out here who have nefarious reputations, so they're not good at co-signing anybody because their reputation is jacked up. I get more on that later. But we have to be in a position to thump the drum repeatedly. There has to be a steady drumbeat of codification and a black agenda. There has to be a codification of a black agenda. You understand? I haven't seen American Son. I've heard some good things about it. I heard some good things about American Son. I haven't seen it yet. Yeah. But one thing we see is a constant stream of our history being rewritten. We see a constant stream of people trying to rewrite our history. And this is one of the reasons why I started the Hidden Colors film. And when we see the success of that, we see other people trying to co-opt that in the dominant society. And I told people this was going to happen. I told people this was going to happen. Also, when you see some of these movies from Hollywood, like Hidden Figures and Harriet, they'll try to co-opt our history while putting a spin on it. And that's the problem with the Harriet movie. And I'm not going to go too much deeper in the Harriet movie because I've talked about that many, many times. The Harriet movie, that movie this weekend, I think it made like $12 million. So it's basically a certified flop. That movie made $12 million, and I've talked about that a million times. I've talked about it a million times. I'm not going to go too much in it. But foundational black Americans, we're the ones who kept the beat going, and we made sure that that movie was not going to pop off. We made sure that movie was not going to pop off. And understand, the system is mad. The system is going to be upset with that. I believe, let me tell y'all something, because we've helped make that movie flop, out of spite, the industry might even give that woman, Harriet, the woman who played Harriet, Cynthia Erivo, they might even give her a damn Oscar award out of spite. They might give her an Oscar award out of spite. But as we know, the film, hold on one second. As we know, this film is basically a rewriting of Harriet's life. Some stuff in the film didn't even happen. There's some stuff they crowbarred in there. They crowbarred some white savior stuff in there. My man Ricky Rawls, shout out to Ricky Rawls, he had a bootleg copy and he was posting clips on Twitter, and it was worse than we thought. They added a character in there named Bigger Long. The bad guy was Bigger Long, this black man. He was a black bounty hunter who didn't exist. This man did not exist. One of the white consultants, it was a white woman who was a consultant for the movie. She tried to lie, and we caught her ass. Did y'all see that white woman on Twitter? We got in her ass because she tried to be slick. And she said, well, there were some black bounty hunters. I mean, it was very, very rare, but there were black people who collaborated. There was one guy who, his name was Thomas something. He was a black person who collaborated, and he turned Harriet's friends in. But we're like, lady, he wasn't a damn bounty hunter. He wasn't, lady. You finding some random person and trying to crowbar his narrative in the movie that didn't exist. So we got on her ass big time. So they were trying to make up lies. The consultant was trying to make up lies. We got in her ass. But so they made up these characters who didn't exist. They had a black man. He was beating up Janelle Monáe. He killed her and beat her. This was some shea butter, bed wench type of shit. This is who they were pandering to. The bad black man with his toxic masculinity beating up on the sisters because of the black girl magic and Zaddy needs to save her. It was that type of thing. All this was catering to white folks and shea butters. You understand? This was to cater to shea butters. But the Bigger Long character, that was played by my brother, Omar Dorsey. Omar Dorsey is my dude. I spoke to Omar yesterday. My man Omar is like, shit, man, they killing me out here, Tariq. And I have to let folks know Omar is a very good dude. He's like, damn, man, I don't know why they kill it. They getting on me out here because of the movie. You dig? And I said, look, you know, the movie is so many political things in there that's real janky. And to his credit, my man only worked on the movie for 5 days. And when you're putting a movie together, you don't know how they're gonna. No, I'm not gonna say he's complicit. I'm not gonna say that because Omar's actually a very good dude. You don't know what they're going to do. You know what I'm saying? Because he said there's a lot of stuff that was taken out, so he don't know. You don't know. You don't know exactly what they're going to do with it. You go in there and do what you do, but you don't know exactly what they're going to do with the character. You don't know what they're going to do. You dig? So you say don't soft shoe because that's my boy. No, that's my dude. I'm saying that is my dude, and I'm gonna defend my dude because the thing is, you notice the white slave owner, when they were doing interviews with Cynthia Erivo, when they were on the press junket, they were going out of their way to talk about how nice he was in real life. They're not doing that with Omar. None of the cast are saying, hey, you know, Omar, he was the bad guy in the movie, but Omar is really a nice guy in real life. None of them are saying that. I'm saying it because he is a nice guy in real life. But nobody's coming to his rescue. Now, when Cynthia Erivo was with the white slave master, oh my God, it was like, oh my God, yeah, he was mean in the movie, but in real life, he couldn't be more nice. He was such a nice guy. Oh, he was so sensitive. And I'm like, oh, they were really caping for this dude. You did? So, let me show some clips. This is from Ricky Rawls' page. Shout out to Ricky Rawls on Twitter. Ricky's probably listening. Y'all need to follow Ricky. He has the Champagne Sharks podcast. I think he still has it. So there's one scene where Bigger Long was like, oh, it was. I was cringing. So Bigger Long is the big bad bounty hunter, and he's telling the white men how much money he wants, and they say, what you gonna do with all that money? He's like, I'm going to get enough white whores to last to Atlanta. I'm like, oh, God. Hold on. The audios might be a little janky, but hold on. Okay, let me fast forward. Hold on.
I want the girl to see you too.
That's my brother Omar.
Come to her by nobody's hands but mine. I've been too long. But it's with the rest. $200. It's enough for you bastard like you and about $200. Enough white holes will last me till then.
I'm like, oh, God. So he said, enough white whores to last me to Atlanta. Oh, God, who's writing this? And then there's another scene. This is a scene where Harriet gets saved by the white slave owner. This is where Harriet, and I don't even want to call her Harriet, Cynthia Erivo, and you notice Cynthia Erivo is bucking her damn eyes. Every scene I've seen this woman in the movie, she's bucking her goddamn eyes. And he's like, oh, I was going to kill you, bitch. And the slave owner kills him and saves Harriet. Look at this. So White Daddy, he's a slave master. He saved, oh God. Cringe. God. So I had to pray with my brother yesterday. My man, he felt a certain way. He even said, we had a good conversation, and he felt a certain way about the finished product. Yeah, you know. God. Oh, you think her eyes naturally buck? Boy, they keep talking about how good of an actress she is, and all she did was run around bucking her eyes in the whole movie. I mean, this is shameful. But this is blatant disrespect of our history. See, they're trying to get our history and twist it up to fit their narrative. You understand? And this, I was talking about this the other day. Oxford University, they've had this going on for a few months now. Oxford University, as you guys know, out there in Britain, Oxford is in Britain. And I am banned from Britain. They have banned me from Britain. You dig? They banned me. And this is something they got for Oxford. They got something called the hidden colors in Greek and Roman sculptures. So basically what they do,
chiseled, crafted,
they show all of these
into perfection.
So-called ancient white statues, and that's hidden colors right there.
Has been influenced by the appearance of these works.
So this is their version of hidden colors, and they're like, fuck it, we're not gonna be on some hidden figure shit where we just kind of take the name. Hell, we white supremacists, we'll just take the goddamn name. Hidden color in Greek and Roman statues. So they like, well, shit. Why? We ain't gonna be like those Americans, and if they steal and then act like they ain't stealing. Now we'll steal the shit and we'll name our shit his shit. We'll do that and then ban them from coming here. Hell, we white supremacists. Come on, we do what we want to do. This is how desperate they are. See, this is desperation, family. This is desperation right here. You dig? I'm looking into it. I've been talking to people. It's kind of difficult because of the trademark laws are different here than in there. It's some real different stuff. It's real different. But they're like, well, look, if this nigga gonna keep doing movies talking about our history and shitting on our history, well, damn. Well, what we'll do, we'll just ban him from coming here, ban his movies from being shown publicly, and take the name. We're British white supremacists. That's what we've always done. What are we waiting on? they ain't even, they're like, fuck it. That's funny to me for some reason. It's like, why even hide it? You dig? They're like, we ain't got time for this bullshit. So when you over there in the UK and you look up hidden colors, they want to make sure their stuff comes up first. You understand? That ain't by coincidence at all. They want to make sure their stuff comes up. Because we've debunked all that stuff in them British museums, all them fake statues. Brother John Henry Clark told us years ago, most of those ancient statues are damn forgeries. They ain't even real. They made them statues. Most of those statues were created in the 1800s, and they say, well, this is a 5,000-year-old statue from Greece. That's bullshit. You think a Greek statue lasted 5,000 years and not a scratch on it? Why is it that all them damn European and those Greek and Roman statues ain't got one scratch on them, but every damn ancient Egyptian statue was broke up, nose broke off, all this stuff? So yeah, they didn't even bother changing the name. They're like, fuck it. Hidden colors. Well, we put a U in there. We'll spell it the UK way. Yeah? Yeah, where's the color? Hidden colors in Greek sculpture. What colors are they talking about? Ain't no color in them statues. So what are you talking about? So that was a diss. That was a direct attack. That was a direct attack from them. You dig? Because they know how popular the film series is over there. Family, there's a reason why the country banned me. There's a reason why. You dig? They understand how popular the film series is over there. And they were like, they're real funny style about their history and their lies. You dig? But this is why we got to be on code, family. This is the stuff that they do nonstop. This is what they do to us nonstop. So we can't be half-assed with these folks. We have to be very consistent with controlling our history, controlling our narrative, staying on code. This is why it's so important. This is another reason why we got to stay the course. This is why I want to do this conference that we're going to have at 2020. There's so many good things that I want to talk about in this conference. But let's go back. And by the way, everybody, click the button below. Click the Kickstarter button below to get involved with we're at 22,000, almost at 23,000. We're doing good tonight. We should get at 30,000 tonight. We're doing great tonight, family. But I've been wanting to do a conference for almost a decade. I've been wanting to do a conference for almost a decade. We were going to have a Hidden Colors conference. We were going to have a Hidden Colors conference in 2012. As a matter of fact, I saw some of the emails. So let me show you guys. Let me pull out some of my own receipts here. In 2012, this is some of the receipts. We were going to get the Apollo. This is an email from 2011. Let me show y'all my receipts here. I was talking to a sister named Cheryl Briggs over at the Apollo. What were we talking about? We're talking about, I said, this is going to be possible. So we're just going back and forth with the rates. She was telling me about the union dues and all this stuff, and she was asking me to get sponsors, and I said I'll look into getting sponsors. So we were in the process of getting sponsors. So this is something that we were in the works with in 2011. This is another email I had Brother Kaba. Hold on, where's Kaba's thing? Where's Kaba's thing? Hold on one second. So I'm just showing you some of the receipts here. So this is me and Brother Kaba Kamene. This is 2011. So he was down. We're trying to have the event in February. We're going to have it Black History Month 2012. Brother Kaba was on board. So just showing you, this is something that we planned on doing this for a long time. We were going to do this thing big. Oh, this was going to be big. When I do things, I'm going to do it big. So we were planning, and actually the Apollo gave me the green light. 2011, they gave me the green light. We were going to have it Black History Month 2012. And the reason I wanted to have it, because Hidden Colors had just come out. It took off, and all around the country, people would watch the movie and then just have conversations in the theater. People would gather outside the theater until they got kicked out and would just have conversations with each other. People wanted to vibe and network with each other. And I said, well, damn, let's do a conference then, because this thing, so many people want to connect with each other and have dialogue with each other. Let's do a conference. And I'm like, let's do it big. We were going to get all the people from Hidden Colors, and we got the Apollo. This thing was going to be a monster. The Apollo gave me the green light. They actually, we worked out a deal, got the green light popping. Then I had to get sponsors because the rate was kind of high. A lot of it I was doing out of pocket. So I said, let me get some sponsors. And the sponsors I was going to get, because I knew I wasn't going to get any corporate sponsors, I was going to get with all the bookstores who sold the DVDs. Because I started doing business with a lot of these bookstores. So what I was going to do is cut a deal with them to give them a better wholesale rate if they would sign on as sponsors. And so I was going to do that with all the black bookstores all around the country. What messed everything up is when I started to contact all the bookstores, Sabir Bey, who was in Hidden Colors 1, I found out that he had contacted several bookstores and he was selling them bootleg copies of the movie. That's when, if you guys remember, back in those days, that became a thing. Me and Sabir Bey fell out over that, and I had to nip that in the bud. That messed everything up. And I couldn't have a conference with the business not in order in-house. Right there, I said, I can't have a conference trying to get everybody on code when I got some in-house business that ain't right. And y'all know the stuff I was going through. That's why I went off on dude like that. That shit really pissed me off. That's why I was going off on it. Y'all remember a decade ago, I was on his bumper. And I'm cool now. I got over the shit. But just the fact that messed everything up, and my name was on it, and my dude was doing little stuff like that, that really, really pissed me the F off. So I said, let me put this on the side, because a lot of times when it's time to handle business, you got to clean house first. We're talking game here. This is how to handle things on a grand scale. Before I take this to a major stage, let me make sure my house is in order. And I look at the Hidden Color series as my house. I make sure my house is in order. So I made sure my house is in order. Even with the Hidden Color series, over the decade, I've made sure to clear the house of people who's not on the same page. And you know some of the other disagreements I've had with other people. You understand? We're talking about how to handle business here. We got to clean house first. And once you clean house and you got everybody in your house on the same page, now we can take the show on the road. So for a long time, we weren't quite ready. Because if I do something like this, everybody's going to have to be on the same page and we got to be ready. Now we're ready. See, certain things won't work at certain times. Now, I've been talking about reparations for over a decade. Now, my views have fluctuated over the way reparations will work, but I've always been pro reparations. If you listen to my broadcast, I've been talking about reparations since 2009? And at certain points in our endeavor, sometimes our minds ain't right, and sometimes we have to wait until everybody gets their minds right. Time is very important. Timing is very important. And a lot of times we have to come up with ways to clean house before we can move forward with certain things. You understand? About 15 years ago, when I talked about reparations, I was like, well, shit, we don't really need to give a lot of these niggas money now because we got too many riffraffs running around here. We got too many motherfuckers not on code out here. We got too many hood rats, bed wenches, and coons. You understand? We got too many hood rats, bed wenches, and coons. We got a hood rat, bed wench, coon problem. And I was real hard on that 15 years ago because the bed wenches and coons were running the asylum. The bed wenches and the coons and the mammies, they were running the asylum. And I said, wait a minute, we can't get our money where we need to get it because it's going to get fucked up with all these riffraffs around here. So what we started to do is meticulously identify the common denominators around these folks. See, in the last decade, we've been clearing house. We've been identifying some of these riffraffs in black society. We have to look back at some of these bed wenches and say, okay, what's with these bed wenches and what's the common denominator? We learned that many of these bed wenches were these white zaddy worshipers who work for these liberal corporations. We started to identify them. We started to see where they were coming from. We started to see that a lot of these bed wenches and some of these coons were coming from like the boule. We started to identify them. And we started to call them out. Once you start calling these folks out, they become ineffective. So we started calling out the boules and the rollins. A lot of us on the grassroots level, we started to identify these folks. In the minute we started to identify them, we started to neutralize their influence. We started to identify the root in that whole crowd. The mammies and the bed wenches and some of these anchor coons, which was the real problem. So a lot of these hood rats and the ratchetness and all the butter biscuit eaters, a lot of them were these outsiders anyway who were hell-bent on undermining us. These people with these dual allegiances and these anchor coon mentalities. So we started to identify these people and get them out the paint. So now we're right where we need to be. This is why we have so much momentum going with the reparations talk now, because we've eliminated so much bullshit. See, we start looking at these people who were talking good game, but they weren't really down. So once we started to identify and eliminate people from the conversation, now we got the momentum that we need. You understand? This is how we gotta keep the momentum going, and this is why a lot of people are mad. And a lot of these Democrats, they've been sending their bootlicks to undermine us. You dig? Now, a lot of these coons and these anchors and these bed wenches and these mammies, because somebody told me this earlier, one coon in particular, they like to get my old clips from 15 years ago and say, hey, this is what Tariq has said. Tariq has said this 15 years ago. You damn right I said it. Because I was talking about reparations and I was talking about some of these anchor baby hood rats who should not be in the mix. And I stand by that now. Back then, I was hell bent on letting folks know some of these anchor baby hood rats should not be in our mix. They are a problem in black society, and now we've identified these damn tethers. And I was right all along. I've been right all along about these damn hood rats, bed wenches, and mammies. I've been telling y'all how dangerous they were. I've been telling y'all this for 15 fucking years. How dangerous these damn hood rats and mammies and bed wenches are. Now look, there's a major movie where they done put these bed wenches and mammies in these movies representing our ancestral heroes and disrespecting us in the process. I don't play games with calling out these hood rats and mammies and bed wenches. I stand by that because I'm not playing games with these folks out here. I'm looking out for the survival of foundational black Americans. These folks are trying to take us out. They're trying to replace us by any means necessary. You have people with nefarious intentions out here trying to sabotage us. This bullshit that they got, Harriet Tubman movie, do y'all understand how disrespectful that is to black Americans and our history? Black people, you couldn't go to another country and disrespect one of their ancestral icons. They wouldn't let you leave. They'd whoop your ass to the airport. We're not going to be the world's punching bag, foundational black Americans. We're not going to do that. The day of being everybody's punching bag is over. The day of acting like second-class citizens is over. We're going to take control of our narrative. We're going to take control of our history. We're not going to ask permission. We're going to self-identify. And all these coons and mammies and bedwenchers, all they're going to do is sit online and cry foul, and then they try to get into these divide and conquer tactics. For example, I'm doing the Foundational Black American Conference. There have been a bunch of weak, punk-ass, childish mammies, coons, bedwenches, and naysayers trying to pit me against Brother Antonio Moore and Yvette Carnell because they had an ADOS conference, and one doesn't really have anything to do with the other. They have their thing going on, and I support that. Antonio and Yvette, I support them 100% because we are on the same page. In fact, when I do the Foundational Black American Conference, I want to bring them both down so they can have a discussion and participate in it, so they can also promote their events, because I want this thing to keep going. Yvette Carnell and Antonio Moore are a godsend with their ADOS classification. That's a beautiful thing. That's why I promoted it so much. I was the first one when I heard about, oh, y'all got a 80, oh, I'm with that right there. I'm with that. I'm 100% with it because we're on the same page. We're 100% on the same page as far as that. Now, me and Yvette, we've had some disagreements in the past. We've had some disagreements. That don't change her lineage. It don't change mine. If she's out here campaigning for foundational Black Americans and Black people who descended of slaves, I'm there 100%. Do y'all really think, some of you coons, that y'all gonna do a divide and conquer? We're grown-ass fucking people. We're grown people. We're 100% on the same page with what we're doing. We're talking about the same group of people. The same group of people, there's different names. Brother Claude Anderson was one of the first people that I've heard identify Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, as a specific group. If you listen, Claude Anderson, this is why I give him so much props, he's been talking about this for a long time. He would use the term Native Black Americans. See, sometimes certain words will confuse certain people. When you say Native Black American, somebody might think, well, Cherokee and Black. So we're using the same terms. And when you say American descendant of slaves, beautiful. Some people will try to come in and then twist that up. See, we got to watch people when they come, when we put something out, and watch other people when they come and try to take some of the words and flip it. Because American descendants of slaves, beautiful. But then you have people, well, I'm from Jamaica, I'm a descendant of slaves, so I need to get some reparations too from the U.S. government, right? You see? I need to be in the conversation because I came from Grenada and I was a descendant of slaves there. No, American descendants of slaves. Well, is African descendant of slaves? Because I'm African. You know, people start trying to play games. So this is why I use the term foundational Black Americans so that it's not going to have any confusion there. That's just a term that works best for me. Foundational Black American is not an organization. Let's be very clear, and I ain't the leader of it. I'm not the leader of any organization. We got to get that mentality out the mix. I don't have an organization. I am nobody's leader. I don't have an organization. I so don't want to be classified as a leader. The media, they call me all the time asking me if I'm the leader of this. Am I the... No, I'm not the leader of anything. That's why I'm so glad that other people are coming in and we're on the same message. That works best for me because do y'all know that these people target my ass? Do y'all understand how much the white power structure targets me? I think Tone and Yvette and Jason Black, Professor Black Truth, and some of these other brothers and sisters who spit in the same game, and now the heat ain't all on me. So now they can't say I'm the leader of some shit because I ain't the only one with the message. I welcome that shit. I welcome that with open arms. That takes the heat off me. Do y'all understand? The entire Democratic Party attacked my ass. The entire Democratic Party, I'm talking about the higher ups in the Democratic Party, they were attacking me specifically. These folks have had meetings about me because they blame me for losing the primaries. They literally blame me. Right when they lost the primary, they came out attacking me. They sent Roland. That nigga came out and he got his marching orders. He just out the blue, Tariq Nasheed, you are a disgrace. I'm like, whoa. Howard Dean was cursing me out. I'm talking about the big dogs. The big dogs were on my bumper. So I'm glad other people are coming in with the same message. I love that and I stand with that. You dig? They stopped sending it because they're like, fuck these coons. The coons ain't effective enough. We sending the white folks after this nigga. The white people were coming at my ass. They're like, the coons ain't getting the job done. You understand? So, understand, when we start talking about getting this convention going, the Foundational Black American Convention going, because again, this is basically going to work as a think tank. We need to have think tanks like this all the time so that we can come up and strategize on ideas and network so we'll know who's who in our cities. We need to do this on a regular basis. Do you know, family? These people in the dominant white society and other societies, they have think tanks all over the place. These people have think tanks and conventions on a regular basis. They have year-round think tanks. You understand? They have this stuff round the clock. They understand the importance of getting groups of like-minded people together and coming up with strategies on what they need to do. You understand? And yeah, Tavistock and yeah, all that stuff. Asians, they have different think tanks on what they need to do to strategize. The Hispanic community, they have all these different think tanks on what they need to do to strategize for their group. You don't hear nobody in their group complaining. what I don't like, we got to get this bare minimum vow of poverty mentality from black society. And a lot of that comes from a lot of anchored coons. Let's be real. But this mentality where, man, how come you gonna get money to do a meeting? That's a lot of money. That type of talk, you don't see Hispanic people doing that. You don't see Asian people doing that. We are the only group on the planet Earth when it comes time to talk about generating capital for think tanks and strategy conventions. Negroes within the group complain about it. We have, I'm not going to say we because I'm not going to embrace failed Negroes. We are the only group who have people around us who will complain about constructive shit, but will not say one word about spending that same amount of money at a damn strip club. That backwards ass mentality is going to have to be flushed out of black society. Niggas will go to a strip club and spend $300,000 and brag, put it on Facebook and Instagram that you threw up $300,000. Niggas will brag and high five each other. Nigga, you doing it big. Tell that same nigga, hey, let's get that $200,000 and do a convention. Oh, nigga, you trying to pimp folks. God damn, $200,000? How come you can't get Oprah to give it to you? How come you can't do a fish fry? How come you can't have a car wash? What you gonna do with? Can I get a breakdown of the money? I mean, what you gonna do? Now niggas' eyes start bucking when you talk about doing some real shit. We need that type of shit away from us. When it comes time to do something constructive and niggas' eyes start bucking, we need to get that bullshit away from us. Niggas spend top dollar to go down to Miami Bike Week to walk around there tricking off money on raggedy hood rats and dusty niggas. Y'all spend top dollar, no questions asked. But when we talk about getting a group of business people together to talk about voting blocks, getting lawyers on retainer, getting schools funded, talking about getting with other business owners in your city, all of a sudden, damn, man, this sounds like a hustle. This sounds like some hustling shit right here. That's the hustle? Get your backward ass away from us. Get these backward niggas away from us. We got business we need to handle. We got to start getting a business mindset. We got to start getting a business mindset. That plantation mentality has to go because let's be real, a lot of niggas are comfortable on a plantation. When it's time to get off the plantation, niggas start talking stupid. You talk stupid because you want to be around massa. You want massa to do all the hard work while you get to trick off on Saturday night. See, that's the plantation mentality. You understand? We need to get that garbage mentality out the mix. Now, I know a lot of folks are asking me about this over-the-hill hood rat named Michi X. And I don't want to talk about it too much because most of you don't know who that decrepit ratchet is, and this is giving her too much shine. And a lot of people will gaslight. They'll say something stupid so you can respond, and then they'll milk the response. They'll make 20 videos about it because you are giving them the shine that they wanted. But this is a piece of shit. When I announced that I'm doing my Kickstarter, and there's 5,000 people in here before I talk about that, let me go to my Kickstarter. Where are we at right now? The link is down there. We're at 23,000. We need to get to 30,000 tonight. We're at 23,000 right now. Everybody click that link. We got 5,000 people in here. If everybody put up $40 right now, we'd have it. You understand me? But anyway, back to this manatee with a weave. I put up my Kickstarter. Then all of a sudden, people are talking about, hey, there's some chick named Michi talking crazy about you. I heard a couple of clips of it. This ratchet was on YouTube. Fuck him. Why he trying to get all that money? I'm like, who in the hell is this? I've seen her name, but I've never really listened to her. Nothing interests me about her. So I've never really heard how she sounds. Fuck that nigga, his lips is glossy. I mean, all these personal insults. And what the hell is that about? Why is this person so mad? What is this? Why is this person so fucking mad? I mean, this person was raging mad at me because I'm getting the money together for my conference. He needs to sit down, fuck all that. Okay, so I find out basically she does a conference. This is what it's all about. All this old bullshit. Look, this is pimping the community. And she's a real old, decrepit ratchet from Detroit. She's a mulatto mammy. Her dad is white. So she has black mama, white dad. And I've told people about these hood rats with these white fathers who grew up in the hood. Every word out her mouth is motherfucker. I mean, she's a real burnt out ratchet. She sounds like it's one of these chicks who grew up with a white father who was most likely a white supremacist. So her idea of a black person comes from her father. And a black person is supposed to be motherfucker jive turkey. So her whole vocabulary sounds like some 70s Dolomite shit. She said she only asked 200,000. Tell her because I said it's 200,000. We don't have to answer to this raggedy mouth fucker. None of her damn business how much I want to get for my goddamn convention. Her thing is she's doing a little low-level struggle tour where she's supposed to be doing a black conference where she does conferences in barbecue shops where she gets 10, 15 people in a little room somewhere and calls that a damn conference. So now, if I do my thing, that's going to make her shit look real raggedy. That's all it's about. That's all it's about. That's all this is about. We're taking her little shine. Her little struggle tours is going to go by the wayside. That's all this is. So she's yelling and hollering and screaming to put up a smoke screen. I've heard all types of shit. This woman is scandalous. She done burned everybody she's been dealing with. She was working with Boyce, fell out with Boyce. She fell out with David Banner. Some other women she was working with, she fell out. So she goes around just falling out with everybody. She goes around just really ingratiating herself with people and then falling out. That's the wannabe white supremacist in her. Just the name Michi X. She's trying to overcompensate blackness, trying to sit your ass down, you funny shaped beanie baby built bitch. You're phony as shit. People see who you are. Her idea of blackness is sounding like a 70s heroin whore from a Dolomite movie. Everything is, yeah, motherfucker, jive turkey, I's gonna get this thing, black power on the cracker, motherfucker. I mean, lady, sit your light-skinned Dolomite ass down. She sounds insane. The fact that any niggas are listening to this chick, I question you for listening to a ratchet motherfucker like this. And she has her son is in jail. Now this woman could be on some agent provocateur type of shit. Because I watch people like this on all that ratchetness. And the handful of people who do follow her, these are y'all niggas grew up in these households with these ratchet mammies. So that's something that's comfortable to you to see some ratchet over the hill funny shaped hood rat talking stupid because your mama, that's your mom. You grew up with that. You understand? Y'all grow up with, This is what we don't need out here. Do we really need this type of filth out here in the damn streets? These people with psychological issues. I mean, this woman that fell out with everybody. I heard somebody just some dude whooped her ass not too long ago out there in Detroit. I mean, this is like a motherfucker from a Shaft movie. It's just like she's a walking fucking stereotype. And she fell out with David Banner. Now, you fall out with David Banner, you ain't shit. David Banner has got to be the nicest brother on the planet. Anybody fall out with David Banner, you ain't shit. Nobody. David Banner's got to be one of the most humblest, the most coolest brothers on the planet. To fall out with David Banner, you got to be full of shit. You dig? But the fact that certain low-level Negroes follow that, y'all not serious. If you follow anything this ratchet-ass woman does, y'all shouldn't be following me. We different. I'm not going to do conferences in the back of a damn Dunkin' Donut. I don't do low-level shit. This ratchet piece of garbage is out here doing struggle conferences, got people in basements. I don't do that Underground Railroad bullshit. And black people, you deserve better. I'm tired of black people getting thrown niggertree, scraps, the bare minimum, and we're supposed to get an E for effort. We can do fly shit. I'm not going to have you in somebody's damn basement eating a bag of pretzels, talking about black power with an RBG flag and some big mulatto wench up here talking this stupid shit about how the cracker ain't shit and she ain't giving you no game. Watch people like this. $200,000, motherfucker, job turkey? She bucking her eyes. $200,000, I can buy us a Cadillac with that. The hell you talking about, motherfucker? Any nigga who listen to this raggedy garbage, you ain't shit. Y'all out here listening to a stupid ass RBG female Dolomite. Meet your ex is my motherfucking name, and having dusty niggas suck my titties is my game, motherfucker. You niggas, I blame you. I'm getting on your case for fucking listening to a dirtbag like that. Say, she probably was hot 20 years ago since she was a teen mother. So, you know, her life has just been a pile of ain't shit. She was a teen mother, had a baby at a young age, couldn't raise a fucking kid. Her son out here doing armed robberies. This is the motherfucker you want to give you some game? This motherfucker son in jail for a string of robberies, and this is who you listening to for some fucking game? Come on! My daughter owns a business, nigga. Y'all see my children. My daughter, my baby has a business. She owns her own business. She does the eyelashes. She done went to school. I put her in school to learn a trade, to get them eyelashes. So she's a master at doing that shit. So she gets clients. So she runs her own thing. My daughter's 19 years old. Runs her own thing. Don't have a boss. My daughter does it. She does the damn thing. This broad out here got a son in goddamn jail. I heard she done caught some cases for some scams. I mean, this is what you're dealing with, folks. Is this how bad it is out here? Is this how bad it is? So when you start talking about money, $200,000 ain't no damn money. Anybody who's dealt with money, that ain't really no money, especially for no convention. You say something about 200, hey, let's get $200,000. $200,000? The fuck you talking about, man? It don't take all that, man. What you gonna do with all that bread, baby? God. Lord. Good Lord. We're going to get that bare minimum mentality out our fucking system. You understand? We're going to get that bare minimum bullshit out of our system. When you say something, 200, me and Ola, we're talking about, because we're talking about how low that amount is. Ola was telling me, damn, man, we should try to raise more money than that. Ola was like, damn, man, we're going to be, we're going to kind of be cutting corners with that. I'm like, yeah, but I just wanted to make something real doable, something we can get fast, something we can just really do what we need to do. So yeah, we were talking about how that ain't enough. But to a dusty gutter rat who only knows scamming, scheming, jive turkey shit, oh, that's like, well, shit. That's Superfly money. $200,000, I was going to get out the dope game with that. Motherfucker. Lord, $200,000, Michi gonna show up with an afro. Come on, jive turkey. Like Pam Grier. Come on, motherfucker. Ain't no cracker gonna tell me what I can split until I get that $200,000 in scratch. This is why, family, we need to get a forum where like-minded people who are serious can get together and talk and network without that Dolomite-ass bullshit in the mix. This is why we need networking places where folks who are used to working with money and doing business, we can talk without somebody coming in, hey, what's going on in this shindig? My name is Michi, and I'm fucking up motherfuckers is my game. Now, I heard there's $200,000 up in here. Now, who dick I gotta suck to get some of that cheddar? We don't need that in our mix. We don't need that bullshit in our mix. We don't need it. We don't need that. We don't need people out here who can't get their own kids out of damn jail. You couldn't provide for your own goddamn kids. We don't need you talking about what needs to be done in our community when you've been fucking up all your life. And come to find out, this woman is supposed to be fucking crispy. God. I heard from several sources that she's out here fucking Crispy. She's having sexual relations with Crispy. So now you got coon semen in your womb. Certain people should not be in the mix. This woman is fucking Crispy? Really? You know how much of a nasty rat you gotta be to let a coon skeet all up in you? Ugh. Lord, there's a coon in your womb. You know how much you ain't shit as a woman to let a coon like that run up in you, you low-level heifer. Good Lord. I can imagine what that old coochie is on. You letting this motherfucker run up in you. This chick, you need to get a yoni herbal steam cleanse for your cootie cat, Michi. Y'all know them herbal yoni cleanses that you put some steam and put some leaves and some paprika and just squat over that motherfucker and let all the kundalini semen drip up out your ass. And get my name out of your mouth, you old funky ratchet. You said that's low. Well, damn it. That's not low. Fucking a coon is low. This is an intervention, nigga. What you talking about that's low? She's a coon addict. I mean, you gotta talk to a coon addict with force. This is not low. You can't play games with somebody who's addicted to bullshit. No. Come on, that's low. No, you got to sit her down and say, hey, look, Michi, we wanted to talk to you as a family. Listen, you're a big, disgusting, sloppy mammy, and you're out here fucking with coons, and your coochie is whack. So we want to put you in a hood rat rehab. You gonna have to take me, motherfucker! You start doing weak karate like Dolomite. Yeah! Yeah! You rat suit eating motherfucker! I'll meet you! Rah! Rah! You idiots listening to a moron like that. Yes, her coochie needs a yoni cleanse. God damn it, I said it. Fuck her. He needs to cleanse the fibroids up out that ass. Lord. But like I said, we're almost at 25,000. We got almost 7,000 people in here tonight, family. We almost got 7,000 people in here tonight. But again, I'm not going to keep speaking on this raggedy broad. She's probably going to make a bunch of videos trying to get her clout up, mentioning me. But who gives a shit? We see you for what you are, and you're not effective to what I got going on. We're doing great numbers right now. We're doing numbers right. I said have some class. Well, you know I'm petty. You know I'm petty. But we got to watch these folks who's talking greasy, trying to undermine what we're trying to do, always have something negative to bring to the table. You're not really doing anything constructive. You're just talking a bunch of bullshit and running your little scams, and you got a history of scamming and all. Come on. And then you're projecting your shit. Because when people start trying to falsely accuse you of scamming, like if you say, hey, everybody, if you want to come to the spot, put some money on this, that's you scamming. You scamming, motherfucker. That's somebody who's projecting. When you see people do that, they're projecting their own mentality onto you. Because with our Kickstarter, basically the money that people are putting down, that's your admission to get in. Basically, all you're doing when you go to the Kickstarter, you're just paying for your admission in advance. You are paying for your admission in advance. It's real cut and dry. You in? It's real cut and dry. So you said she did some time. She sounds like one of these people that had been to jail. She sounds like a prison stud. Yeah, I believe she went to jail. Yeah, I believe she sounds like one of them prison studs that you see on Lockup Raw. Yeah, don't she? She talks like that. She's a little bitty funny looking thing. Her prison name was Chubby Red. So, like, on Lockup Raw. Some of the teens got to meet up with an inmate who's in jail for 5 years for food stamp fraud out of Detroit. Chubby Red is well respected on the prison block. I'm Chubby Red, motherfucker. Chubby Red run this block. Now, I sold pussy when I was 20, and I sold this pussy all the way till I was 40, and I got nothing out the game, so I started running food stamp frauds, and it got me locked up for 5 years. You don't want to be like me, bitches. Now, y'all hoes give me some push-ups, and y'all come over here and grease my titties. Yeah, so she's a prison stud from Lockup Raw. And she's in there getting conjugal visits from Crispy. That's how she became Michi X in prison. She went to prison and it was a coon spirit that came over her. It was the spirit of Jesse Lee Peterson came into jail. You know, like in the Malcolm X, the spirit of Elijah Muhammad came in. It was Jesse Lee Peterson came in and said, amazing. Amazing. God. Anyway, let me get off this, girl. I'm not using the dolls. I ain't being petty. Oh, God. Anyway, but look, like I said, family, y'all click the link. Where we are? We need to get to at least 30. We're at 24,000 right now with this thing. We're doing great right now. We're at 24,000. Boy, the numbers are looking good. Let me tell y'all something. At the conference, let's talk business. Let's get yeah. When she get out of jail, when she got locked up, when she got out of jail, they ran up on her like they did Dolomite. Hey, look here, Chunky Red. I heard there's some drugs in your trunk. There's nothing in my trunk, motherfucker. I don't believe you, Chunky Red. I want to look in your trunk. There's nothing in my trunk, man. Oh, what's this? I don't know where the drugs came from. It was planted on me. Well, Chunky Red, we're going to take your big red ass back to jail. You's going to have to take me, Jai Turkey. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, goodness. Anyway. But like I said, well, let's get back to what we're talking about. And anyway, somebody said Munchie X. Anyway, like I said, look. Oh, at the conference, there's so many things that I want to do. There's so many great ideas. When we get this thing popping, there's so many different forums that I want to have and panels where, no, we're not doing Ism Tuesday. You know, I'm still a little funny style with my foot about going out like that. But like I said, there's so many things that we want to talk about. We want to have a health forum. I want to have a networking forum where people could link up with independent schools around the country, because I've worked with a lot of independent schools and I've donated to a lot of them. So I want people to kind of have an idea of who they are, so we can know we need to pull our children out of school. We need to know some alternatives. We need to know who tutors are who can help with our children around the country. We need to know, and I want to bring some legal folks in so we can talk. Yeah, we got vendor space. We do. We got vendor space. You can go to the Kickstarter. We got vendor space. I want to talk about, with some legal people, some of these statutes that they're putting out that makes the vaccines legal and how we can vote those things out of office. A lot of stuff that we want to do. You know, another thing I want to do, because I have a lot of people, a lot of non-foundational Black Americans, they were like, well, can we participate? Can we participate? You know what I would like to do? I want to have a forum where we have Black people from other countries, brothers and sisters who might not be foundational Black Americans, but they still have connections with the Caribbean, with Africa. Let's have a forum where they can come in and we can chop up game with them on some tangible resources they can help provide for foundational Black Americans. I would love for y'all to come on through. Let us know what you can help us with over there. How can you be an ally that brings some tangibles to us? That's something that we could do with some of our brothers and sisters from other places. This is inclusive. How can we be allies? Let's do a forum for that. How can we be allies? How can you petition your country to possibly have dual citizenship? Let's sit down and chop that up. If we can get some diplomats or some people who's in political power in some of these countries, invite them through. So now y'all people can't be like, oh, this is y'all ain't including us. Yeah, we are including you. Let's come down and talk about tangibles that can be provided for us. How can it benefit foundational Black Americans? You think? Oh, that farming movie. I gotta see it, but I heard about it. Yeah, let's do that thing with the dual citizenship. It's time to put up a shut up. If you're an ally, let's be an ally. If you're an ally, let's get some allies, because we ain't gonna do that thing where it's a one-sided ally thing where we are the allies to white and Hispanic and all these people and we don't get shit out of it. No. If you want to be an ally, what are we going to get out of this allyship? I'm down for being an ally if the allyship works for us. So let's talk about it. Come on down and let's make it work. You dig? Then I will holler at some videographers, some brothers down there. We get a crew to film everything and just make it real tight. I would love to get Julius Malema. I wonder if they let him in the United States, though. You farm, that's another thing. And that's something, there's a brother that I met in Texas, and he got some farmland. He was going to let us film 1804 down there. And real nice spot. We need to talk about that too. About acquiring farmland and working with brothers and sisters who own farmland, because if they own the land, we could get them to grow things, grow food, grow things, and we can buy from them. We can work out something with that as well. So there's a lot of stuff that we need to talk about. Because I've met a few brothers and sisters who own farms, and this is why we got to get to brainstorming. You're in Louisville, yeah. And Claude Anderson talked about hydroponic farming. That's something we need to talk about. We need to talk with brothers and sisters about growing our own food, connecting with these brothers. When I was in Africa, in Zimbabwe, I was with brothers chopping it up, people who sold food and agriculture and all that. Those are the people I was chopping it up with. Just in case we need to, if society breaks down, we need plugs. Who are we plugged in with, see? Yeah, the seeds, because the white supremacists, I've heard, they've done shit like they'll sell black farmers bogus seeds that don't work. The seeds are contaminated. They do little stuff like that. So we do need to hook up with brothers and sisters who's clicked in with land like that. You dig? Get those import-export connects. Real talk. Black farmers already here. We need to connect with them. We need to connect with them. Dude, this is why we got to connect. Food is being used as warfare, dude. The stuff that they're putting in foods, these are the things we need to talk about. Yeah, those Monsanto seeds, they're contaminating the seeds already, dude. That's another thing we need to talk to. I want to get some brothers, and this is real important because I'm always talking about the importance of some of our Negro nerds. I don't say that to disparage. I want Negro nerds. I want brothers who know about coding and STEM and computers. We really, really need y'all there. We really need some of these technologically advanced brothers. And I talk to some of these brothers in private. Because I've gotten some plugs in some of these corporations who tell me some of the ins and outs that go on. You understand? Some brothers who's worked in the system, and they kind of tell me and give me the game. See, we need some folks who's on that heavy so we can know how to operate, how to understand tech, how to understand the kind of surveillance that they have popping like that. Obari's my dude. Brother Abari is my guy. I'm definitely bringing Brother Abari to the thing. We need to have a form. One thing about this, the education thing, I'm real big on us having an option if we need to take our children out of school. Oh, I don't know if I do the. We ain't gonna talk about religion. That's one thing we ain't talking about. I mean, and no disrespect to anybody's religion. And if you're a black preacher, you're talking about some black empowerment. I'm good with you because hell, technically, I'm a preacher. I mean, shit. And you got ministers like Talbot Swan, who's a rider. That's the kind of brother we need. He's a rider. We're going to focus on a lot of tangible things. Excuse me. Yes, I definitely want to get Judge Joe Brown. Now, if we get rappers, and I'm cool with a lot of rappers, it's going to be rappers who's going to sit down and talk. No, I don't want them rapping. I want some cats coming in and using their influence to talk. Oh, yeah, definitely FOI security. That's Mando. You there? Say, I might bring Pastor Wilson down there for the ladies, though. Because some of the ladies can get a little anointing. You get a little anointment with, not ointment, but anointment with Pastor Wilson. You come down there and lay hands and speak in tongues. Yeah? So, but look, man, again, I've been wanting to have a convention for a decade, and this is the perfect time. This is the right time because we got a lot of momentum going. Everybody's on code, and we got to stay the course. We got to stay on code because these white supremacists, they're trying to sway us. They're going to try to faction us up. They're going to try to start pitting black men and women together. You watch, let me tell y'all something. When y'all start seeing people talking about some black man and black woman beef, these are people who are infiltrating. Watch out for these people who are trying to infiltrate and talk that black man, black woman beef. Fuck all that. We're all on the same page. We got to stay on the same page. I'm going to bring historians. There's a lot of great stuff we're going to talk about. You dig? But anyway, let me get out of here. I got to watch The Godfather of Harlem. Ladies and gentlemen, but family, I thank everybody for contributing. Go to the Kickstarter right now, or if you're watching later, if you're watching or listening somewhere else, fbac2020.com is the website. What about Paris Milan? What is Paris Milan? What does she do? And I don't know too much about her. Now, what's up with her? I've seen her name before. Who is Paris Milan and what does she do? I've seen I don't know if I've listened to a video of her, but I've seen her face. I don't know too much about her. What did she say? What did she do? Okay. Because somebody said I've never really, somebody said she said some slick shit about me a few years ago. I don't know because she's not really on my radar. So I don't know. Somebody said she's a bedwench. Okay, I don't know. I don't know anything about her. But I've seen y'all mention her name a few times. So she's a bedwench. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. She's a swirler that disrespects black men on a regular basis. Oh, okay. I don't know. This is what the people in the room are saying. I don't know anything about her. I don't know. I don't know. Is she an immigrant? I don't know. She's like the new Synthetic G. Did Synthetic G ever have her baby, by the way? What's up, sweetie? Come on, come say hi. Did she never had, hold on. Oh, this is my lady. She's not about, I don't know too much about her. Hold on, this is my, what's up, Lexi? What's going on with you? What's happening with you? Miss Lexi, you going to get the boy sleep? Yeah. Okay, come on back so we can watch the show. You come right back?
Yeah.
All right. Grab me something. I don't know. Something. Okay. So she's not okay. I don't know nothing about Paris Milan. I don't know anything about it. I don't know. I do not know. So Synthetic G did not have the baby yet, so she's still pregnant. That's a long goddamn pregnancy. How long has Synthetic G been pregnant for like 2 years? This is gonna be an old baby. God Lord, she's gonna give birth to Morgan Freeman. This is an old baby. God damn. She's been pregnant for years. Lord, when is this baby gonna drop? Good Lord. How the hell is she still pregnant? She in her 5th trimester. You say Paris Milan is Nigerian? Okay. I don't know anything about her. She's Nigerian. Okay. Man. Okay. So I don't know anything about it. I don't know. So yeah, I don't know anything about that sister. So I can't. I'm not speaking negative. I just don't know. So she's an immigrant. Okay. All right. Man. But anyway, so much of treasure. Okay. But anyway, guys. Y'all click the link. Ladies and gentlemen. Synthetic is a 23rd month of pregnancy. Hilarious. Say the baby marched to Selma. Say the baby went through Jim Crow. Shit. What's going on with this old baby? Okay. Anyway, man, look. Oh, yeah, get your Foundational Black American shirt, by the way, man. Foundational Black American shirt at HiddenColorsFilm.com. If you don't have Hidden Colors 5, somebody say elephants are pregnant for 2 years. Boy, y'all scandalous. But go to HiddenColorsFilm.com. HiddenColorsFilm.com. Go to Kickstarter.com. Support the Foundational Black American Conference and be there, because this is going to be the event of the century. I'm a holla.